Oh, no.
Welcome to the No, I'm Not Ashley. If you're wondering just how many players Steam gets on average and how that compares to the competition, well, we've finally got some hard numbers for you. So Valve just revealed at the Casual Connect USA conference in Seattle, my favorite conference in Seattle, how many players their PC gaming platform sees. A staggering 67 million monthly active users, which means Steam is now well beyond Xbox Live in terms of numbers. Just last month, Microsoft revealed that Xbox Live has about 53 million monthly active users. Valve also detailed the platform's daily active users, 33 million, along with 27 million first-time purchasers since January of last year. Interestingly enough, that's not quite as high as PSN gets in terms of player count. Sony reported back in May that they see an average of 70 million monthly active users. Congratulations, Sony, you did something good. So Sony may be resisting Microsoft's cross-play ambitions on a number of titles like Minecraft, and now Microsoft is serving up some rather pointed messaging for PlayStation. Xbox corporate VP Mike Ibarra tweeted over the weekend, "Our data shows people want larger multiplayer pools of people to play with and the choice to play together. This isn't going away." His tweet also linked to a Game Informer opinion piece titled, "Sony is short-sighted by avoiding crossplay." This is just another round of verbal sparring following the last few. Last week, players spotted some passive-aggressive verbiage directed at Sony and Microsoft's FAQ about Minecraft crossplay. And before that, the two companies traded some words about network security and protecting children. Somehow, we doubt that a sharply worded tweet is really going to get Sony to change its mind anytime soon, so take a different method. Just when you think PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds can't get any more popular, it does, and now it's joining even the ranks of Counter-Strike Global Offensive in terms of concurrent players. PUBG surpassed CSGO over the weekend in concurrent player count with a new personal best of 574,000 players on at the same time. Now, to be clear, PUBG hasn't passed CSGO's highest peak just yet. CSGO's highest number was 850,000 players, but the fact that PUBG is now challenging CSGO daily for the #2 spot is still pretty damn impressive. We'll have to see if Battlegrounds continues its meteoric rise and just how many more copies it manages to sell on Xbox One later this year. Now that Naughty Dog is closing things off with the Uncharted series, for now, thanks to the release of the Lost Legacy DLC later this month, people are wondering what else the studio is going to be working on in the near future, besides The Last of Us 2. And according to the studio, they're open for pretty much anything. Game director Sean Eskeg said in a new interview with the Daily Star, "The entire studio is like that. Everyone wants to try something new. There are so many new ideas. It's the culture at Naughty Dog. We love ideas. The studio right now is just teeming with new content and new ideas, building up new worlds, new genres. It's a constant melting pot of new ideas. Please don't make an Uncharted RTS. Say anything else. You're good." And speaking of highly anticipated single-player DLC, Guerrilla Games has just announced the official launch date of Horizon Zero Dawn's story expansion, The Frozen Wilds. The DLC will be dropping on November 7th, and according to Guerrilla via the PlayStation blog, set in icy territories to the north, this new chapter of Aloy's journey adds a new area to explore, new mysteries to uncover, and new highly lethal machines to take on. That November 7th date puts it out at the same time as the Xbox One X, which is kind of interesting. We'll keep our eyes out for more details on that game as they arrive. If you're one of those people who still plays No Man's Sky, and I guess good job for hanging in there if you do, you probably know there's a related alternate reality game that's been going on since June, and apparently that ARG now involves a really bizarre live stream that started a few days ago on Twitch. The stream currently shows some computer monitors, and underneath that, a live hamster in a cage. A memo says the hamster is part of a test, but assures us that it won't be harmed. No clue yet as to what the ARG will ultimately reveal, but some players think it's leading to a new update. Say what you will about No Man's Sky, but Hello Games hasn't abandoned it. They've already released 2 major updates since the game's release last year. That's something, I guess. The reviews are coming in for the first episode of Season 2 of the Telltale Batman series, and so far, they're decent, with a 76 on Metacritic and a 74 on OpenCritic. Episode 1, titled The Enemy Within, stars the Caped Crusader trying to foil the evil plans of his old foe, the Riddler. GameSpot said it's a successful opening chapter to a Batman story that's shaping up to be more ambitious than anything Telltale attempted in the first season. God is a Geek said, there's a great balance of puzzles, investigations, combat, and story progression. But on the more negative side, we've got this covered, said the first episode was a tired, simplistic reuse of Telltale's usual techniques. The results are in. Ketchup is way more popular than mayonnaise, but mayo is better at Splatoon 2. That's a sentence. In last weekend's battle of condiments on the newly released paintball shooter, players picked ketchup by a large margin, 73 to 27%. But mayo players won in both solo and team wins. Therefore, mayo is the winner of the first ever Splatfest. But everyone's a winner who participated. Players got Super C snails depending on their Splatfest rank, which allows you to upgrade your gear. Oh well, maybe next year ketchup, or maybe like mustard's gonna get in there. I don't know, we'll find out. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle was a big hit at E3, but Ubisoft wasn't happy about news of the game leaking ahead of time. The game's creative director, David Soliani, said the leaks hurt morale among the development team. In an interview with Eurogamer, he said, "We were aiming to do a big surprise at E3, and unluckily that was not the case. Of course, it was quite a bad backlash for the entire team, discouraging, quite hard on the team morale. But on the bright side, the game was very well received at E3, and none other than Shigeru Miyamoto made an appearance at the presentation to give the game his blessing. The game releases for the Nintendo Switch on August 29th. Cheer up, develop team. You got this." The Dark Tower was #1 at the box office this weekend. But it was a slow weekend, so that's not saying much. The critically bashed adaptation of Stephen King's series pulled in $19.5 million in North America, beating out Dunkirk, but it was still the lowest #1 opening of the year so far. Like we said, the movie has gotten abysmal ratings from critics. It's currently at just a wonderful 18% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 35 on Metacritic. What else was out this weekend? It's gotta be something better was out this weekend. Go see Detroit. Don't go see Dark Tower. Go see Detroit. So, it looks like working on fan-made games can actually pay off. The person behind the much-discussed AM2R remake of Metroid 2, which was famously shut down by Nintendo around Metroid's 30th anniversary, has joined Moon Studios and will be working on level design for the upcoming Ori and the Will of the Wisps. The developer, Milton Dr. M64 Guasti, worked for about a decade on the unauthorized Metroid 2 remake, and apparently Moon Studios reached out to him with an offer. As Guasti wrote on his blog, they needed a level designer for their upcoming sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and I was a potential candidate for the job. So, there you go. Fan projects can actually lead to something besides lawsuits, which is fun. That about does it for today's roundup, everyone. For more news from every corner of the internet, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, normally this really cool woman does this stuff, so you should subscribe to see her do it on the know. I'm not here all the time. Good news. There, I guess, to a certain extent. That's it for the roundup, I guess, because we're in the thing. I didn't know we were at the end, because you guys don't have an outro written for me at all. So I'm gonna do that again. I can make up a roundup. I just didn't know we were at the end, and so my brain wasn't thinking there.